In this chapter, you're going to be learning the basics of Node.js. We're going to be exploring what exactly Node is, how it works, who's using it, and how it's different and similar to JavaScript, which is used in the browser. To kick this off, I'm going to open up my terminal using Spotlight, and I'm going to set it over here on the right-hand side. One thing I didn't tell you before that you can actually do in the terminal is type Node with nothing else after it and hit enter. Now you're in a Node version of the command prompt. You can enter a line of Node.js code, hit enter, and it'll execute it for you. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to open up Sublime. I'm going to move it over to the left. And you see we have this line, console.log, open parentheses, quotes, hello world, quote, close parentheses, semicolon. I'm going to take this line and I'm going to type it out exactly over here on the right. If I hit enter, there we go. You can see hello Andrew printed to the screen. Don't worry about undefined. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The point is, you can run anything you can run in Node over here in the command line as well. Now, let me get back to my original point, which is, what is Node? Well, Node is based on JavaScript, and it runs on the same JavaScript engine that Chrome uses. So when Chrome parses JavaScript, and by parses, I mean when Chrome reads different lines and syntax and does something, that same engine is used over here on the right in Node.js. Let's go ahead and open up the browser again. I'm going to head to google.com, but any website will do. What I want to do is head over to the dev tools. Now, if you're not familiar, don't worry. This is going to be one of the very few times we use it. I'm only doing this to illustrate a point. If you can't find your dev tools, they're usually buried in your settings panel. In this case, I have to click the hamburger icon, go to More Tools, and down here I can see JavaScript Console. Now, what I have here on the right is exactly what I have over in the terminal. It's a command prompt that I can run commands in. I'm going to type console.log, open parentheses, open quote, hello, Andrew. I'm going to close my quotes and my parentheses, put a semicolon at the end, and lastly, I'm going to hit enter. Here, you can see we get the exact same result, even the undefined, which you don't know what it does yet. Your browser and Node are running on the same technology. Now, obviously, Node has a lot more stuff built on top of it, but at the fundamental level, they're both JavaScript and they're both running on the same engine. So if you're Googling around about how to create, let's say, an if statement in Node.js, and you only see answers for JavaScript, they're actually the same thing. So you can go ahead and use those answers as well. Now, there's some stuff that Node.js has that the browser doesn't have. Let's take a quick peek at one of those. Don't worry exactly about what I'm doing, but just take note of the difference. Over in the terminal, I'm going to type process.version and hit enter. All I'm doing here is printing out the value of some variable that's already created. Here you see version 0.12.6, and this is actually the version of Node that we're using. Let's take this exact same line, process.version, only this time we're going to run it over in Chrome. Now when I type that out, process.version, and I hit enter, you can see we actually get an error. We're going to explore these error statements in greater detail throughout the course. Essentially what this says is, hey, process.version does not exist. So, while console.log works in Chrome and in Node, process.version only works in Node. That's because Node has a lot of built-in libraries on top of what JavaScript has to offer. You now know that Node is nothing more than JavaScript. Sure, it has a few extra features that make creating servers and other applications much easier, but at its core, they're both based on the exact same engine.